Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli and I'm your guide for everything Chinese medicine, and I set it all up so us Westerners can figure it out. Now today, in accordance with the whole emotional intelligence thing, we're going to be looking at something very serious, and that is substance abuse. That is the use of drugs. That is a not so good coping mechanism to deal with the stress called being alive. Okay? Everybody's got something. Okay? All right. Now, there's two kinds of this. There is addiction and dependency. They're kind of sort of synonymous, but there's some key differences. Okay? Now, a dependency is you use a chemical or you are doing a thing that causes a chemical in your body to be released. And the body really likes the effect. Okay? So you are compelled to keep using that or experiencing that feeling, okay? Even if you don't want to, okay? A dependency is physiological, okay? Now, here's the interesting part. The next step up is addiction, okay? What is the difference, you ask? Well, an addiction cannot persist without an emotional component, such as every time I feel emotion X, I do thing Y. Okay? So let's say that you overeat. Why do you overeat? Well, whenever I'm nervous, I pop a little bit of sugar. Okay? I pop a piece of candy. And that helps me deal with the stress because it takes my mind off of the stress ever so slightly and I feel better. Well, it used to be just a little piece of hard candy, those little Werther's Originals, and I was fine. Then it became a couple of cookies. Then it became an entire sleeve of cookies. Then it became an entire pint of ice cream. Then a pie, a cake, etc., 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 and now I'm huge and I can't stop. Okay? Here's what has happened. You had an emotional reaction. Okay? You were upset and you decided to soothe that upsetness by indulging in a craving, which was sweet. Okay? The reason why it's a problem is because literally every single one of your cells runs only on sugar. That's a biological fact. Deal with it. Okay? The problem comes in because you were masking and soothing instead of dealing and correcting the problem. Okay? So what to do? You have to face the thing that caused the addiction. Okay? If the thing causing the addiction is a bad job or let's say your outlook on the job, then get a new job and change your outlook. Okay? Most jobs suck. Okay? You should not soothe. Okay? You need work that is fulfilling. You also need work that is going to keep you alive. Okay? But if you are soothing with stuff so that you can still go to work, you're kind of running a half-life there. It's not going to function. Okay? So, the way you break a dependency is you have to do two things. One, you have to wean, and two, you have to convince the body not to need the thing anymore. Okay? Part of that is weaning, but it's also teaching the body how to function without it. Now, I'm going to let you in on something. There is no drug made or exists that works on humans that your body doesn't already produce at least an analog of. Now, an analog is a different version. Okay? So the reason why things like painkillers are so addictive is because your body actually produces them. One of them is called endorphin. Okay? If you didn't, every single time you took a step, you'd cry out in pain and fall down. Okay? We produce painkillers so that we can do things like what I'm doing right now, which is stand. We can wear clothing. We can have the wind hit us and it not be excruciating. Okay? We've been doing this for literally billions of years. Okay? So what happens is either the stimulus load gets too high and we can't deal with the pain, or we're not producing enough to deal with the pain, so we have to find it in an external source. Now here's the interesting part. Once we get a regular dose of that going, the body assumes that the chemical we are ingesting is now food, and it says, well, if I'm going to be ingesting it, I don't need to make it, because I already know it's going to be there, and it's a lot cheaper and a lot easier. So it stops producing that. That's why when people have a dependency for painkillers, and they get off, they're always in pain, okay? Because their body's having to relearn how to create the natural painkillers so they can, function. So things like that you need to wean off, okay? So you can give your body a chance to learn how to produce the stuff again. It has to be measured, and you have to be very, very smart with it. I would recommend speaking with an MD or someone that knows how to use various weaning methods, one of which is downstep, to make that happen. Okay? Now when it comes to addiction, you have to do the exact same thing. But you also have to treat the underlying emotional condition and the cause of the emotional condition if it is known. If it's not known, well, then we're just going to have to do this the hard way and treat the emotion. Things like acupuncture, some forms of herbal therapy will help. Cognitive therapy in a detox clinic is fantastic for this. I would highly advise looking into that. I would also advise not swapping one thing out for another. Because, yeah, technically you're using something that isn't as bad as the other thing you were doing, but you still have an addiction. It's kind of sort of better, but really it's just a lateral move. Okay? You still have to deal with the problem. And if you don't deal with the problem, it will consume you. I promise. Seen it many times. Okay? So, if you are coping with something bad in your life, please get help. There's people like me. There's mental health professionals. I actually work with several of them. We do cross-refer. I actually treat several of their patients, and they've treated several of mine. I've had people come into my office, and I insert a needle into an indicated point, and oh my goodness, did they come unwound. And not in a good way. I referred them out, they got help, things are better. Okay? So, if you have any questions on this, please seek out any kind of substance abuse professional, any kind of person that can help you get off of whatever it is, even if it's not a drug that you're addicted to, if it's an action, let's say you're addicted to exercise, let's say that you're addicted to watching certain things on the internet, you will, I'm sure, know what they are. Okay? Seek help, because it is damaging your life, I guarantee it. Okay? So how do we know it's damaging? Well, does it prevent you from making money, yes or no? Does it prevent you from having healthy relationships, yes or no? Does it take a significant amount of your time and cause you to neglect things, such as people, the animals under your care, your own personal well-being, the well-being of your home, the well-being of your neighborhood, the well-being of your city, etc. Okay? If you are doing things, and then if you're not doing it, do you really, really need to do it? And you start getting the shakes. Because guess what, son? You're addicted. even if it's not a drug. Okay? Please seek help. I'm here. Many people are here. Okay? We'll take care of it for you. But you have to do the hard work. Okay? All right, everybody. Enough of that. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, and feel free to share with someone that could potentially be helped by this. Okay? If you want to get in touch with me directly, feel free to visit my website at vigintmed.com. That stands for Vigorelli Integrated Medicine.com. Happy to sit and talk with you. Okay? All right, I'll be back later with something else. You guys take care, okay? Stay healthy. Be good. Bye-bye.